Okay, in this video we're going to be checking out the FlexRC Ascent-X HD 3-inch version. It's a TrueX frame here. Let's give you some specs on the frame itself real quickly. 3mm bottom plate. You have 2mm side plates here, and the overall weight of the frame without any of the metal hardware or the standoffs is about 27 grams. I believe it's going to come with nylon standoffs. This is a pre-production unit, so I used my own standoffs in this one. But the frame weight's about 27 grams. They have a different design on the mounting of the two side plates here in the back, and use a standoff here to lock those into place. I think it's a little better design than the original when the original Ascent frame came out, and it was pretty easy to put together. Now, this, as the name implies, this is the HD version. Not sure if there's a regular version or not, but I guess the HD is kind of meant for using this with a run cam split mini. I don't have any more of those at the moment, so I decided to build this with just some regular parts here. And since the frame is fairly lightweight, I decided to kind of go for a little bit of a lighter setup. I believe the motors mount here, yeah, we'll take either the 9mm motor pattern or the 12mm motor pattern. I decided to put some 1306 motors on here, 3100 kV. Nothing special, but you know, they're a little lighter. Got some Gem Fan 3052 props for a little bit more power, and just using a regular stack here, nothing fancy. HLRC F428 with the TX20 video transmitter. Using a different antenna here. I'm testing out the Actuna Gem antenna. That's what it's called. All these parts will be in the description down below if you want to know. I am still reviewing this antenna, but you get an idea what the reception is like, at least in this video. I'll have a more in-depth video on this antenna in another video later. And then the Fpv camera I'm using is the Runcam Micro Eagle. Now, the way the side plate system works here, you can mount either the micro-sized cameras that are 19x19, or you put a mini-sized camera here, which I think is like a 21.5 or 22 millimeters across, and then you just use some different standoffs here to accommodate the mini camera. I'll just spread out the side plates a little bit more, but there should be enough space here, clearance for either a micro camera or a mini-sized camera on this frame. Okay, so the frame of the components I put in here, it comes in at about 124.2 grams. So the Ascent frame is available in a lot of different sizes. I think as low as 2 inches. There's a 2.5 inch version, and there's a 3-inch version. And I guess he's been pumping out these TrueX frames, and they previously were like an H-style frame with the front to back distance a little bit closer. On this frame, it's 152 millimeters motor to motor and 108 millimeters side to side and front to back. So if you want to know what the dimensions are, motor to motor, that's what it is. The H-style frames obviously are different dimensions. But this is a pretty nice frame overall. I think it'll be pretty durable in a crash. It flies pretty nice with the components I put on here. Obviously, it's not a speed demon. You're going to want to put some much beefier motors and stuff on here if you want to do that. But I wanted to kind of go for something a little bit more with decent power, but something that will also have some decent flight time as well. So I was using a 4S550 LiPo. You can probably get about 5 minutes of flight time on this, which is not bad. And it's got enough power for acro and also for cruising around. Anyway, I'll go ahead and roll you some flight demo footage. I have a little bit of voiceover commentary on the flight characteristics as I'm flying it around. Okay, so these are the PIDs I'll be using, in case anyone's asking. It's a little bit windy, actually it's actually quite windy, so we'll see how this model handles, the frame handles here. Well, it's pretty nice. Obviously, TrueX frame, so you get a nice balanced feel. This is getting kind of blown around a little bit in the wind. This is kind of a lighter setup with these. I think I have some 1306 motors on here. Still very capable. This is a pretty light frame, so you can go with some smaller motors in this. You don't need 1407s in this this particular frame. It's a lighter frame. But you can tell that it doesn't have the power of a 1408 motor or a 1508 motor. It's still plenty of fun. Not really a whole lot to talk about. Flies really nice. Decent power for the size and weight. I'm just flying on a 550 4S LiPo, a GNB that I usually fly. So you already get a pretty decent flight time out of this. I'm at 14.5 volts at almost 3 minutes of flight time. You can see the wind blowing me around a little bit at the when I did that inverted flip over. It is actually pretty windy right now. Seems to be tracking okay. So you guys are worrying about getting extra flight time on a 3-inch with a decent power. I would recommend a 1306 motor. You're going to get a little bit more flight time. And the power, you know, obviously you're going to have a reduction in power. You're not going to get the ultra super fast full speed passes and stuff like that. Definitely not going to be going 100 miles an hour, but the fun factor is still there on a smaller motor for sure. But yeah, this frame does definitely feel nice and balanced. No complaints. And I think that's the end of the battery, so go ahead and end the flight now.